Oh my god. I completely did not even record the last 30 minutes of me talking. Welcome to the Den! It's Saturday, and I am your host, Eric, and I am here to tell you about all of the people who have inspired me. So, I'm only going to tell you guys one story, and I could list off a whole slew of people that I could thank, but there's only one person who I can really say absolutely for certain changed my life, and it was a random stranger. I was out of college and I got a job. I started temping at Chiquita, and then it became a permanent job because they gave me a lot of money, and I was like, sure, I need money to pay off these student loans. And I wound up working there for a really long time. I wound up working there for 2 years. And after 2 years of doing what I did not want to do with my life, I was in a really depressive hole. And I was going out, I was getting risky, I was, tricking with guys left and right, I was drinking myself into oblivion. And it was all because I had zero interest in anything other than just the basics. I really wasn't feeling anything. I was dead inside. And I went out one night with the intention of getting completely blitzed, picking someone up and seeing what happened, right? This was my life, and I was doing that for a long time. So I went to the Dock. It's this gay bar in Cincinnati. It's a big, huge dance hall, and it's right on the river, and they had cheap drinks, lots of guys, and, hookups happen, right? So I was there, I was sitting on the patio, and I was having a drink, and it was probably my 5th or 6th drink at that point, and vodka, cranberries, left and right. And I started talking to this guy because I thought he was cute, and I said, hey, what's your name? He told me his name was Bobby, and, so we just started talking, and that conversation, which started out as flirty, wound up getting really deep really fast. And he asked me, he was like, so what are you doing here? And I told him I was just looking to hook up. He's like, no, not here, not this club, right this minute. Not this club right this minute. So what are you doing in Cincinnati? Do you want to be here? And I was like, not really. I mean, I've thought about moving to Seattle. He's like, well, why don't you move to Seattle? And I was like, I don't know. I've got it pretty good here. I've got a decent job. He's like, but are you doing what you want to do? Because it looks like you don't. And I was like, I'm absolutely not doing what I want to do. I'm actually doing this job I just kind of got sucked into right out of school, I really want to be a librarian. And it was in that moment that he was like, well, why don't you? And I was like, I don't know why. Why don't I? And from that moment on, everything fell into place. It was the turning point of my life. And that conversation, I did bring him home and we talked all night, nothing happened. We just wound up, drinking and talking. He crashed on my couch, and it was a great night. And after that night, I woke up the next morning, I was hungover as fuck, and I called everyone I knew and I said, I'm moving to Seattle. And they're like, what? I said, I'm moving to Seattle, and there's nothing you can do to stop me. And they were like, okay. And they were like, why? Why are you doing it? I'm going to apply for graduate school. It's like, wait, you're going to move to Seattle, but you haven't even applied to graduate school. I'm like, yeah, but the window is, next Friday. So I'm just going to get all of my applications and shit in, and I'm just going to do it. And they're like, okay. Nobody does that. I fucking did it. I got my application in, I got my letters of recommendation in, I took the GRE 3 days later, I bought a practice book and I got a practice CD and I sucked ass on the math section, but I was an amazing analytical section. I got only one question wrong. It was 780 or something like that. It was unbelievable high. And I sent everything in, and a month later I got an acceptance letter. And so I put a picture of Mount Rainier in my cubicle at Chiquita Banana, and on it I had posted the words, "This is what you're working for." And I was socking money away. I was socking money away left and right. And I put everything that I could into a little bit of a travel fund. And when August came, I took a bus and I traveled across the country absolutely blind, and I got myself an apartment in a week. And I crashed on someone's couch, and that was great. And then once I got the place squared away, I just moved in, and blam. And I got into graduate school, not a problem. And it was through that one experience that my entire life changed. A random trick at a bar changed my life. So whenever people come to me and they say, like, "Oh, my life sucks, like, everything's terrible," and I'm like, well, what do you want to do? You know, what do you want to do with your life? Like, you know, where do you want to go with it? Is this really what you want to do? And they're like, "No, man, well, I really want to do this." And I'm like, "Well, why don't you do that?" And they're like, "Oh, but this and that." And I'm like, "No, what? No excuses. Like, if you want to do it, you can do it. Pick yourself off the floor, go out, make it happen, because you can make it happen." So, there. And now for shout-outs, because there are so many people that have meant so many things to me in my life that I absolutely have to thank them for what they did for me. To my family, I love you. You are the people who made me who I am. You are the people who made me the stubborn, headstrong son of a bitch that I am. And I am glad to be your son, and your brother, and your cousin, and your nephew, and your grandchild. I love you, my family. You are awesome. To my best friend in high school, I don't know where you are anymore. I don't know if you're alive or dead, but you were the first person that I came out to, and you gave me the love and care that I needed to really come into my own. So thank you. To my old boss at the Classics Library, Gene Wellington, thank you for writing the letter of recommendation to get me into graduate school. You are amazing. You are an inspiration to me. You were the inspiration for me to become a librarian in the first place. Thank you. To the two old guys who used to be at the bar at the Golden Lions, I want to thank you guys, John and John, for giving me the history, right? Everybody needs their old gay mentors, and you guys, I know you're gonna, like, get mad at me for calling you old, but bitch, you are old, alright? Just own it, right? But thank you for telling me about queer history. Thank you for telling me about what it was like running from police in the 50s and the 60s and hiding in the bushes and trying to get a hookup. I can't thank you enough for telling me about what it was like, what your life was like, and what you went through. God bless you. And now to my musical people, I need to thank Homer Mars for inspiring me to write my own original music. I want to thank Tom Goss for being awesome and putting me in his Bears video. I love that I was one of the promo photos. That was hilarious. Thank you so much, Tom. I love you. We should share some ice cream together. And thanks to Mikey Torres for constantly pushing me to keep playing more. I love you, my God, Glitterlust. You are amazing. Thank you so much. To my pagan mentors, thank you to Katrina, to Evo, to Sister Chrissy Fiction out there in Portlandia. I love you all. Sister Mish, wherever you may be, you are an inspiration to so many people. Thank you, Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence. Thank you, Pagan Elders. T-Thorn Coil, I love you. I read you every day. You are amazing. Thank you. And now to give shout-outs to my YouTube heroes, I want to give a shout-out to all of the educational vloggers, Hank Green, John Green, Mike Rugnetta at PBS Idea Channel, Vi Hart, Brady Horan, CGP Grey. I watch all of your videos. You guys are so fantastic. I could only hope to be as amazing as you guys someday. You are really cool. Thank you for making awesome YouTube videos. And one last thing to all of the other guys in the den, you guys are giving me life this week. Oh my God, you're so good. I want to thank every single one of you. Spencer, Evan, Will, Greg, Aaron, Daniel. Oh my god, you guys are so much fun to work with. Thank you. Alright, that's the end of this week's video. Thank you so much for watching. Please give me a thumbs up if you like this video, and give me some comments and questions down in the crotch. And if you want to know more about some of the people I gave shoutouts to, then you can look for the links down in the crotch area, and I will see you all next week. Later.